So a year into my mission was when the Russia-Moscow mission was joined with the Russia-Moscow West mission. So I was there for the organization of the first stake ever in Russia. My first couple weeks was when the stake was organized, and it was really it brought a whole new light to the country. But there's only 2 stakes so far in Russia as of 2013, 2014. There was one in Moscow and one in St. Petersburg, but there are a few more that are that are projected to be open here soon. But while I was there, my mission was just Moscow City, which then ended up becoming the stake, and it had 6 or 7 wards in it, and 3 or 4 branches. And while I was there, it combined with the Moscow West mission. So all of a sudden, our mission went from being one city of 15 million to an area that went all the way down to the Kazakhstan border, all the way over to Ukraine, up into the Arctic Circle, and over to the Ekaterinburg mission. So it's about a third the size of the United States in one mission. But most of the cities and everything that you're served in, the area presidency would preach start from centers of strength. So a lot of wards and branches and stuff would be in the center of Moscow, and we would start working our way out to outer cities and whatnot. I had the opportunity of serving as a branch president in an outer city of Smolensk that's right next to the Belarus border for about 8 months, and I was the last young branch president missionary in that mission. After I had been removed from that calling there was no more young missionaries serving that role. And so the area is growing. The church is expanding rapidly there. Elder Nelson was the one who organized the stake and called the stake presidency. And we every year we would have our stake conference, or every 6 months, but at least once a year we would have an apostle fly out to come to the stake conferences and whatnot. But one of the interesting things about Russia, about the history of it, is if maybe this is getting a little too literal, but in the Old Testament, when it speaks about the scattering of the 12 tribes, and it says that they went to the land of the north, if you draw a line directly north from Jerusalem, it will run right through Moscow. And all 12 of the 12 tribes of Israel are located in the Moscow stake. There have been people whose patriarchal blessings have been found of every single tribe. One really interesting thing is one time Sister Nelson was out there doing a women's conference, and she had, as she called out the name of a tribe, she had the sisters in the audience raise their hand if they were from that tribe, and just in that one Relief Society conference, 11 of the 12 tribes were represented. And so being part of that mission in that area of the world, you are a literal fulfillment of the prophecy of the gathering of Israel. And that is one of your main roles, to gather the lost 12 tribes. Just in my branch of 40 members, with usually about 25 attending each week, where I was a branch president, we had 5 or 6 of the tribes. I had members of Ephraim, Manasseh, Reuben, Issachar, Dan, and Benjamin were just in the members of that small branch. And so being a part of that gathering is an incredible blessing that I would dare say you getting called to that mission would be foreordained to. And it is one of the biggest prophecies that is being fulfilled in our latter days, and which is a great honor to be part of that.